time has arrived. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here as we prepare to kick off the third season of the NNSCRA Duracell Cup Series with the third annual running of the Great American Race Daytona 500. 50 laps of racing here today to kick off the season, and we are getting set to find out, will we have our first repeat Daytona 500 winner? The odds say no. There are only 2 drivers that have previously won a Great American Race. There are 38 other drivers that want to get there first. Cole Baker is one of those that actually has won the 500. He's the defending winner of the Great American Race, starting on the pole for this one, and he's got nothing but rookies surrounding him. He's got rookie J Thibodeaux, who qualified second during pole day qualifying on the outside of the front row, and then our 2 dual winners. How about the rookies in the Ford Mustangs? A Macklin winning duel number 1, Phil Parker winning duel number 2. So they make up the second row for this race, but everybody in this field wants to be leading when that checkered flag waves at the end of 50 laps. Let's not wait any longer. Let's go down trackside, get those most famous words in motorsports. Let's get this thing going.
Drivers, start your engines!
Check down in the description below for the starting lineup for this Great American Race. Of course, it was put together, the grid, based off of the front row, based off of pole day qualifying, and the remainder of the grid based off the 2 Gatorade duels this past Thursday. So 50 laps of racing here today at Daytona. Kind of difficult to be able to gauge off of what we saw in the Clash and the 2 dual races as to what kind of racing we're going to see here for 3 reasons. Number 1, the Clash was run under nighttime conditions. Number 2, the 2 duels were completely different in terms of the racing that went on. And number 3, those events were non-points. Points are on the line here, and bear in mind the possibility as well of a playoff spot if you win the Daytona 500. The past 2 seasons, K Friesen won the Daytona 500 in Season 1. He made the playoffs, almost went on to win the championship, missed out on the championship by 1 point. Last season, Cole Baker won the Daytona 500, went on to make the playoffs for the first time in his career. So, at this point, statistics-wise, it's almost a guarantee you win the Great American Race, you're going to make it into the playoffs to compete for the championship. So you got to think that's in the back of these drivers' minds as well, which means that moves that they might not necessarily have made during the dual races are moves they might actually make here in the Daytona 500. Maybe it will pay off and gain them a position or 2, or maybe it will trigger the big one. We have yet to see a wreck this season since we got started with the Clash at Daytona. Today could be the day we see the big one strike. When will it strike? Where will it strike? Green flag pit stops could come into play if we go green for a majority of this race. But enough talk. Let's race. Let's roll in the Daytona 500. How anxious are these drivers going to be to go 3 wide? My assumption is mid-pack to the rear of the field. We'll see them 3 wide coming off turn 2. Battle for the lead. Rookie A Macklin sticks Cole Baker to the outside line. He's going for the top spot down the back straightaway. They were 3 wide for a brief moment. Near the rear of the field, they settle it back out to double wide. Now we're 3 wide for the 5th position. K Mathews up the middle. Shelton on the bottom. Car on the wall. Nathan Hudson, the rookie in the 24. Everyone trying to get to the middle and inside line to allow him the opportunity to gather it back up. They do. He's still going. We're still green. Macklin, the rookie's going to lead the first lap of the season. And that really split the field up too. Everybody trying to check up, allowing Nathan Hudson to gather it back up after he was up and into the wall there in 3 and 4. They should be able to work their way back up here and catch the lead group, though, because I think the field just about got split up evenly, 20 cars to 20 cars, somewhere in that range. Now we'll see what Macklin's going to be able to do as far as mirror driving. He was really good at it in the first dual race. That's how he won Gatorade duel number 1. After going out in front, nobody was really able to get to him. Cole Baker, where does he go? He goes up topside, picks up Phil Parker. He clears Parker for 3rd place. Now we'll see if a Chevrolet and a Ford can work together against another Ford. Nope, looks like the Ford Alliance is going to stick together. Phil Parker goes to the bottom for second on Cole Baker. They're 3 wide behind him. Chevrolets, all 3 abreast. That is Mathews on the bottom. Rookie Jacob Thibodeaux in the middle. Matthew Rodriguez, single car entry this season on the top side. And look at the defending champion, Ryan Acosta, going middle to low to middle to high side in that 10 car. Teammates on the bottom working together. Cody Llamas, second season in the Duracell Cup Series. Team owner Michael Norman right behind him. They're 3 wide up here for the 4th position. And 3 wide behind them for at least another row. I thought they were 3 wide for 3 rows. Now they are, and now Matthew Rodriguez, little bump from behind, courtesy of Ryan Acosta, sent him up into the fence, but he was at least able to get off the wall a lot sooner than Nathan Hudson was. Look at them, 3 wide for second, almost 4 wide. Look at Michael Norman, what is he thinking? Didn't have enough of a run, but I think he might have stuck at 4 wide on the bottom if he had had enough momentum down the back straightaway. Look at the yellow stripes up here. Macklin leading. You got Phil Parker up here. Jacob Thibodeaux. Cole Deaver's up in this mix as well on the top side in the 08. Battle is on for second, going on behind Aaron Macklin. And that allowed that second group to catch up, as I suspected it would. We do have a few stragglers towards the back, though, very early on, only 5 laps in, and there are some drivers that have already lost the draft. Jack Mitchell is one of them in the 01, Levi McIntyre in the 99. These drivers back here, they are hoping and praying for a caution, and the way they're racing up here all the way through the pack, they may get one as Phil Parker now goes up and tags the outside wall in turn 3. Able to get off of it quickly, though. May have slowed the momentum on that top side as Michael Norman, Cody Llamas now side by side for second. The teammates. Then you got more Camrys behind them. Joanna Atwood Motorsports driver J Gardner, Benny Watson in the 75. 3 wide now for second. And the guy that's got to be loving this, smiling underneath the helmet, is Aaron Macklin, who continues to slice and dice from bottom to middle to top, controlling which line gets the run, not letting either line get a big run on him to try and take the race lead. Another car on the wall. That's the 8 of Matt Haas. And they were 4 wide for a brief moment. They might not be able to make this work. Oh, they all are able to get back to 3 wide. Mitchell Collins brushes the wall as well. They were 4 wide through turn 4. And normally, you can't go 4 wide on the straightaways without a wreck. That was pretty impressive that we did not have a caution right there. Although Jack Mitchell and Levi McIntyre are probably thinking, come on, guys. Now Gardner's going to clear for second. He'll tuck up in front of fellow Camrys Michael Norman and Cody Llamas. You got the Dodge down there, Ryan Brommer. Being held by the Toyota of Benny Watson, then the Chevy of Carter Friesen. How about Jesse Turner there in the 48 car? He started near the rear of the field in this race, and he's already up inside the top 10. I think one thing we're going to have to keep an eye on, the rookies have been very impressive here during speed weeks. Obviously with Macklin winning the first duel, Phil Parker winning the second duel, we've seen a number of the rookies up here in the top 10 in the early stages of this race. But I think the one thing that these rookies are really going to have be the true test for them is if we have a round of green flag pit stops, trying to get onto pit road with a number of other drivers in a pack. Doesn't matter how many times you practice it by yourself. It always is so much different than the real thing when it is actually important to give room to everybody else that's pitting with you and also concentrate on getting your car down to 55 miles per hour on pit road. Boy, I'll tell you what, that 4 wide we saw with everybody checking up for Matt Haas really split the field up this time, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get caught back up without the aid of a caution. Ryan Acosta is the last car in this lead group. He was last time by scored in 19th. Here's the second pack, racing double and 3 wide, led by Ryan Butcher. And Nathan Ormond just went up and got the outside wall a little bit there into turn 3. So now the field is very much so broken up into 2 packs. Austin LaPlante trying to keep touch with pack number 2. Jack Mitchell got around Levi McIntyre. That was a position. That was a point, the 39th spot. But obviously that's not where either of them want to be running right now. And with the field getting split up the way it was, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for drivers like Mitchell and McIntyre to get a caution. Wow, Vince Almariego up the track and into the wall. I think these drivers are trying to push each other down the back straightaway, and I think they're hooking each other in the right rear quarter panel. That's why we're seeing a number of them go up and get that outside wall. Either that or they're trying to move up higher, get some clean air to the nose, and you can't go up any higher. The safer barrier's there. R Macklin, though, kind of being the Dale Jr. of the series, at least here in the early portions of Speed Weeks and here in the Daytona 500. After getting out in front, nobody has been able to get to his back bumper, let alone his left or right rear quarter panel. The best battling has been going on for second place. Talked about Jesse Turner working his way up here. How about Dylan Young? Dylan started this race from 39th. Last time by was scored in 9th position. Let's see where they score him this time. He is still 9th. Actually, no, he's 10th. But still, in the first 12 laps, a net gain of 29 positions. It's like Michael Norman's pretty firmly in control of second place, so now what he's trying to do, he's trying to control the draft in terms of trying to get a run. His spotter's going to let him know if the top side, the middle line, the inside line is getting a big push on the straightaways, then he'll try and move up, pick up that push, and then try and get to the back bumper of R Macklin to make a move. He might have a little bit of difficulty with that, though, as J Gardner now peeks out of line for second place. Up in this lead pack, our two former Daytona 500 winners are here. Cole Baker in the 11, you see him right there just outside the top 10. Carter Friesen at the very tail end of this pack, you see him back there just in front of Vince Almariego. They're trying to hang on to the draft of this lead group. The field is spread out right now with about 19 cars in the lead pack. About 18 cars back in the second group. I don't know exactly what the fuel window is for these drivers, but if we do have green flag pit stops, the field's going to get broken up even more. And I don't know why it is at Daytona. We're running CTS physics, but I don't really know why at Daytona it seems like even if you're in a bigger pack, the bigger pack does not seem to run down a smaller pack. I don't understand that. When you're running in an online race, if you have 4 cars lined up in a pack and you're trying to run down 3 cars ahead of you, you cut down the race lead. You cut down the interval between yourself and that pack ahead of you. But for some reason with offline, it just seems like, I don't know, a smaller pack seems to get away. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what seems to happen. Don't look now, we could have a battle for the race lead on our hands. Jesse Turner with a big run, help from Benny Watson, gets to the left rear quarter panel. So we finally have a battle for the lead, 15 laps in. Turner, Macklin, side by side down the back straightaway. Watson almost stepped out of line there on Turner. That would have cost Turner some ground going into 3 as Vince Almariego up into the wall again in the 42. Still side by side coming off turn 4. Who's going to lead this lap? Turner trying to get the run there, the shorter way around the track on the bottom, but the outside line still formulated a little bit better. And Macklin's going to clear and keep the top position. Oh, J Gardner up into the wall there. Little contact with Michael Norman from behind. A few drivers coming into this race that are still looking for their first career win in the Duracell Cup Series, not counting the rookies. Charles Sandfer, Vince Almariego, Adam Garcia, Jack Mitchell. A couple of them are up here in this lead group. Charles Sandfer right now side by side with N Hudson for the 5th position. Vince Almariego trying to stay in the draft of this lead group. He's just at the tail end. There you see him back there, the Frito-Lay's Chevrolet. Top 4, top 5 now single file. Ford, Toyota, Chevy. Now, I believe Jack Mitchell and Levi McIntyre looked like they both kind of were together in a two-car tandem. I don't know if they still are. But I would assume that if this continues to run green, they could get reeled in pretty soon. Oh, who led that lap? Ticker says it was Macklin by a splitter. But now, they're formulated pretty good on the bottom. Topside not quite formed up as well. Turner might be able to wrestle the lead away from Macklin here down the back straightaway. Turner's got Sandfer, Llamas, Parker, and Young on the bottom. Look at Matthew Rodriguez moving down to the middle. That's going to take away drafting help from the 93. Justy Turner's going to have a nice run here. Ooh, Benny Watson into the wall. Almost came down to Nathan Hudson. Hudson gave him room, though. Look at Phil Parker. Ooh, tried to fit down in front of Kyle Mathews. That almost didn't work. Who leads this lap? Ticker says it was Macklin again. But that was a dead heat between those two Mustangs. And there you can see a long ways back now for drafting help from Macklin. Turner with help from Cody Llamas. He's going to get pushed to the lead. So officially a lead change now here. On lap 19, Cody Llamas, though, with help from Dylan Young. Couple of Floridians working together here at the front. Got another Floridian right behind them in Michael Norman. He's pushing Charles Sandfer. Things getting interesting up here at the front now, and this is why. They got 3 wide because the pit stops begin. Lap 19, Charles Sandfer leads a group to pit road. A lot of Chevrolets in that group. You got Norman, Nathan Hudson, Jacob Thibodeaux, Cole Baker, so your entire front row are on pit lane. Zach Rogers already had hit pit road, along with Austin LaPlante. Looks like they came to pit road the lap before. Oh, the caution is out! First caution of the day. And maybe that's why Rogers was on pit road along with LaPlante. They may have brought out the yellow. Oh, and we got some cars here that are stuck on the apron trying to get to pit road. J Shelton and T Wright. They got to get themselves back either onto the apron or onto the racetrack. They're currently stuck on the transition between the racetrack and the apron, and this is going to teleport them to pit road if they're not able to get back onto one or the other. T Wright's stuck. T Wright's going to have to teleport. Shelton is going to be able to get onto the track, so she'll be able to get to pit road and get that car repaired. And there you see the skid marks. It's up in turns 1 and 2, I believe. Or no, that's in 3 and 4. Oh, I almost wonder if maybe someone didn't give somebody else enough room when they had their hands out the window signaling they were coming to pit road. But that's a big break for those drivers we saw hit pit lane, because I believe they came down pit road before the caution came out, before the pit light went red. So they're going to cycle back up to the front of the field. So a great strategy call for Charles Sandfer, Michael Norman, Cole Baker, and others. Turner and everybody else who did not pit now going to pit here under caution. Well, we got some drivers with a lot of damage back here. Charles Belding, Marcus Saatchi, Nathan Ormond. I saw another Toyota with a lot of damage, I thought. Not sure who it was, though. And Michael Norman won the battle off pit road of those drivers that came to pit lane under green flag conditions, so he's going to be the race leader when we go back green. Just about to the halfway point, right in the middle of green flag pit stops. We have our first caution of the day. Let's go back and see what happened. All right, let's go back here into the entrance of turn 3. This was the second pack. Leaders up in the first pack had already indicated they were coming to pit road. That's why they were able to get to pit lane before the caution came out. And there you see J Qualls up into the wall. Came down into T Wright. J Shelton nowhere to go. Marcus Saatchi collected up as well. Right in front of Clash winner William Brock, who might have gotten a piece of it. I'm not sure. It's Nathan Ormond up there on the top side as well. I think he might have gotten a piece. That's a lot of damage for the 54 of J Qualls, who finished out last year dead last in the points. A lot of damage as well on Jessica Shelton's car, buckle on the hood there. T Wright, we know, had to teleport to pit road because of this. M Saatchi looks like his day may be done as well. And then you're probably wondering, well, what about the crunch up on the hood of N Ormond? Well, we're going to fast forward a little bit here. The caution has been taken, and this is typical of Daytona, Talladega, a lot of your speedways. When drivers are being picked up by the pace car, they don't necessarily slow down. And you'll see right here, N Ormond, maybe a rookie mistake here, comes flying in, doesn't hit the brakes, and he's going to run flat into the back of Jordan Lopez. Gives himself more front-end damage. M Saatchi runs in the back of Ormond. And I believe that's Charles Belding running into the back of M Saatchi. So, 2 rookies there with a lot of damage as a result. That seems to be inevitable here at the super speedways. It's tough to see that, especially when you got drivers that make it through the wreck and then get involved in something under pacing. But we saw it brought out the caution. Michael Norman on pit strategy will go to the race lead for this restart. Let's go back for the green. Should get the 1 to green signal this time by. We should mention as well that before we saw the leaders hit pit road, a couple of drivers were on pit road the lap before. Zach Rogers, Austin LaPlante, and Jack Mitchell. Now, they all managed to get off of pit road ahead of Michael Norman and ahead of the pace car. So they cycled back around on the lead lap as well. There you see Rogers, LaPlante, and Mitchell back there. They're somewhere just around, I think, the 15th, 16th position. Rogers is 17th, LaPlante 18th, and Mitchell in 20th. So that caution was a big break for them as well. Michael Norman's going to be the race leader when we go back green. Charles Sandfer lines up second. Third is going to be N Hudson. Austin Kolano in fourth. J Gardner fifth. Sixth is going to be V Almariego. Seventh, J Thibodeaux. Cole Baker in eighth. Ninth is Jesse Turner, who was the first driver to hit pit road under caution. And Cody Llamas will restart in the 10th position. Talk about drivers that really needed that caution flag, though. Levi McIntire's caught back up with the lead group now. Jack Mitchell, we mentioned, already caught back up with the lead group now. Everybody that's running is still on the lead lap, 36 in total. Drivers out of the race after what we saw. Jessica Shelton, M Saatchi, J Qualls, and T Wright. Now, while we saw that stack up on the back straightaway, the good news is the drivers that are out of the race were drivers that were involved in the wreck that brought out the caution, not drivers necessarily that were involved in the stack-up. N Ormond, Charles Belding, and Jordan Lopez are all still on the track and still on the lead lap. They'll probably be off the pace, but at least the stack-up under pacing didn't take them out of this event. But Shelton, M Saatchi, J Qualls, and T Wright, they're going to have to rely on next week and the weeks after to get themselves back up there in points and another opportunity to maybe go to victory lane. Pace car will make the left-hand turn to pit road. Green flag's going to come back out with 26 laps to go. If those leaders came to pit road nearing the fuel window, these drivers are going to have to pit at least one more time before this race is over, somewhere between laps 42 to 45 as the green flag is back in the air. Charles Sandfer to the bottom, looking for the race lead on Michael Norman. Michael Norman had 2 victories last season, both at dirt tracks. The Springfield Mile and... yeah, where was the other one? I can't remember what the other dirt track was called. Charles Sandfer, as we mentioned, looking for his first career win, and he's now got a rookie to his inside, Austin Kolano in the 81. And here comes the teammates, Backmarker Motorsports teammates. V Almariego getting some help from Cole Baker. Dylan Young on the bottom as well with Matthew Rodriguez. I'm a little worried here with them 3 wide. Someone's going to go up into the wall here in this corner. I can just sense it. No, they didn't. Wow, I'm surprised. Ooh, look at them back there. R Acosta was all over Cody Llamas' left rear quarter panel as Baker now clears for the lead. Here comes Dylan Young on the bottom. Matthew Rodriguez shooting up the middle with help from J Gardner. Now we got one in the wall. That's Thibodeaux in the 33. Trying to get it off the wall quickly. Stay with the lead group. Hopefully the field doesn't get all broken up again like it was on the first green flag run. Drag race to the line. Ford, Chevy, give it to the Ford. Dylan Young led that lap. And here comes a Toyota on the bottom. J Gardner with help from teammate Ryan Acosta. Oh, Benny Watson's up and into the wall there in the 75. They split him 4 wide. They are able to get through, though. Watson tries to get the car free fire, tries to get it back up to speed as it broke the field up just the least little bit. They might be able to catch up, though. 3 wide further up here towards the front. A Kolano up and into the wall. Macklin up and into the wall. As Dylan Young leads the way, but here comes the defending champ, Ryan Acosta. Ooh, contact back there. Nathan Hudson almost got spun off the nose of his teammate, William Brock. He saved it, though. He tried to give room to Macklin coming off of turn 4. Almost got hooked off the nose of the 88. Keeps it going, though. We're still green. And we got another car on the wall. That's Matthew Rodriguez in the 57. Look at Cole Deaver. Oh, he's going to get into Jesse Turner. Spins him around on the apron. That might not necessarily bring out a caution, though. I don't think the lights are on in the emergency vehicles. I think we're still green as Turner got hooked off the nose of rookie Cole Deaver. We are still green. No caution for that. Up front, Ryan Acosta, Dylan Young side by side at the line. Dylan Young leads that lap. Acosta led the last lap. So now Jesse Turner hoping and praying for a caution. Got some new faces up here at the front we haven't talked about today. How about Austin LaPlante in the 48? Zach Rogers in the 6. How about Keith Batson? Little buckle on the hood there of the 39. I think he got a little piece of the wreck. But he's up here in the top 10 as well. And now LaPlante going to go side by side with Ryan Acosta for the race lead. He's going to have a lot of help down low, and he's going to maybe clear off turn 4. Tries to move up and do it. Acosta's still there. He opened the door down low. J Gardner says, "Thank you very much. I'll take it 3 wide for the top position." Everybody behind this lead group trying to get themselves single file, trying to catch back up. You got Patrick Smith, Carson Gum, Charles Sandfer back there in a group of 5. Michael Norman and Benny Watson there as well. You got Ryan Brommer, Phil Parker, Garcia, McIntyre, Mills. They're all trying to catch back up, and I think if they continue to race 3 wide up here at the front, that's going to be a definite possibility that they'll all be up in this lead pack yet again. Boy, the way they're racing right now, especially at the front of the field, it's stacking them up behind them, and I think we could see that second caution sooner rather than later. Cody Llamas 3 wide now, puts LaPlante in the middle. LaPlante's got no friends in that middle line. Gardner with teammate Acosta up top, but the inside line prevails as Zach Rogers pushes Cody Llamas to the lead. Got a car up ahead we're going to have to deal with, it sounds like, and that's the 47 of Jesse Turner. I didn't think Turner hit the wall, but maybe he did go down and get that inside save for Bear. He's got a lot of right side damage, especially to the right rear quarter panel. That car is obviously off the pace. There's Nathan Ormond and Charles Belding. Tough Daytona 500 debuts for these rookies. Running in 34th and 35th. Jordan Lopez off the pace. We know he's got some damage after the stack up under pacing. He's 33rd. And then all these guys here, that's your lead pack. Jack Mitchell, Jacob Thibodeaux, Nathan Hudson trying to keep in touch is up front. Still 3 wide. That's for second place now with K Mathews, Zach Rogers, and J Gardner. Gardner now forges ahead to hold the second spot. Now he's all over the back bumper of fellow Camry Cody Llamas. Got one up in the wall. That's Dylan Young in the 2. Who almost got sideswiped by fellow Floridian Michael Norman. Look at this up here. It's absolute bedlam. And the worst part of it all is this great racing could get easily broken up as they are very fast approaching that slower machine of Jesse Turner. You can hear his engine in the distance. And these drivers are closing quick. Turner, 189 by himself. The leaders about maybe 15 car lengths back at almost 210. Whoa, a lot of drivers really up the track there. Rogers, Acosta, and Baker all seem to follow each other I don't know if there might be some oil on the track because they all just went straight in that corner. And Jesse Turner, what a yeoman's move right there, going to pit road out of the way of the leaders. That is a veteran move. And I hope these drivers remember that sometime down the road. Turner could have easily stayed out, could have held these guys up. But he went to pit road to get out of the way of the race leaders. How about Ryan Brommer last season? 3 points. Number 3 must have been in his mind all off season. That's what he missed out on the championship by at Homestead, Miami to Ryan Acosta. He's looking for redemption. He's got Adam Garcia in the 12 behind him. Levi McIntire. There's a lot of Fords now on the bottom of the racetrack. Garcia, McIntire, and Jose Millz. Millz looking for his 8th career Duracell Cup Series victory. As Turner's going to come back onto the racetrack. You got Nathan Ormond and Charles Belding, couple of rookies. Are they going to be respectful? They move up high. I mean, where else can they go? That hinders Ryan Brommer and J Gardner on the top side, though. That gives the race lead now to Adam Garcia. Blue ovals, 1, 2, 3. Now Levi McIntire looking for the top spot. And the only thing that Belding and Ormond could do was go to the top side and let everybody else work out where they were going to go in the middle and low line. But everybody's stacked up on that top line. And everybody that was in the middle and inside line are gaining a lot of positions as a result. Now Levi McIntire with help from Austin LaPlante trying to get out in front. Ironically enough, LaPlante and McIntire got their first career wins at the exact same track, New Hampshire. LaPlante got it in Season 1, McIntire last year in Season 2. One of our dual winners, Phil Parker. 4th on that inside line, trying to become the first rookie to win the Daytona 500. 3 wide for the lead now as LaPlante goes low. Fellow Camaro, Vince Almariego, is he going to go down to the bottom with him? He does now, going into turn 1. And bear in mind, we are nearing the point, if indeed the fuel window is what I think it is, we're nearing the area where the fuel window would be open. Drivers would have to make their final pit stop of the day. Oh, don't do it. Oh, I thought they were going to go 4 wide. I thought Parker was thinking about it. Fortunately, he either was smart and backed out or he didn't have the run. If my projections are correct, we're going to see drivers on pit road within the next 6 to 8 laps. That's with about 6 to 8 laps to go, I believe, as well. Jose Millz up into the wall right in front of rookie Cole Deaver. How about Carter Friesen? The very first Daytona 500 winner. He's up here again in the 37. Cole Baker, the defending winner of the 500, just outside the top 10. Dylan Young pushing Phil Parker on the bottom. Will he have enough momentum to make it 3 wide into 3? You bet he will. Parker going to try and move up maybe to block the outside line, getting a run. He's going to clear Almariego. Now opens up the door for Dylan Young down low. Tries to move down to block. Can't quite do it. Dylan Young is there. And they were able to do a pretty good job of getting past those slower machines of Belding and Ormond. Still have a pretty sizable front pack. Field got broken up a bit, but it looks like these guys are all catching back up. So it looks like we could have just about 27 cars up in this lead group. If these guys catch back up, then we could have as many as 31 cars in the lead group. K Mathews trying to catch back up as well. He right now, I believe, yeah, he's in 32nd. He is the last car, I think, up to speed on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap right now is the 38 of Jordan Lopez. But they have not caught him and put him a lap down yet, as now Cody Llamas, 2-time winner in his rookie season last year, back-to-back races, trying to win in front of his home crowd here at Daytona. How about Patrick Smith up here in the 77? Carson Gum in the 19. New faces in the closing stages of this race. Up towards the front inside the top 10. As we got some cars up in the wall again. Phil Parker and Austin Kolano. That's going to stack the field up once more. Oh, they're almost 4 wide. Jack Mitchell on the bottom of the racetrack. Also LaPlante. Remember, they were some of the ones that pitted first. Zach Rogers as well. So now the pit stops begin. This is a little sooner than I expected. But LaPlante, Mitchell, and Rogers were the first cars to hit pit road on the first cycle of pit stops. Which means we're going to see Charles Sandfer, Michael Norman, Cole Baker, probably those guys on pit road this lap. I think Nathan Hudson was also part of that group. Actually, they might have already come to pit road, a couple of them. I don't see Charles Sandfer. Oh, there he is. There's Norman. Hudson's behind him. Let's see if they hit pit road this lap. Oh, there's a lot of them coming to pit road this lap. Dylan Young's going to lead this group. Carson Gum, Patrick Smith, Thibodeaux, Rodriguez, Brock, Almariego, along with Norman. This is what they call the money stop. Looks like that big group was able to get to pit road without incident. It was basically drivers trying to come to pit road before that brought out our only caution up to this point. Cody Llamas with a rear deck lid full of Cole Deaver. This is what these two guys got to do because they're all by their lonesome. See if they're going to hit pit road this time. Deaver is. McIntire is. Llama stays out another lap. I'm not sure about that strategy. Benny Watson going to lead the group behind him to pit road. Friesen, Parker, Matt Haas, Ryan Butcher, and others. So now it's all Cody Llamas. Oh, we had an incident on pit road, it looks like. Johnny Gardner's got rear end damage. Jose Millz, a lot of front end damage. Something tells me that Millz might have been behind Johnny Gardner coming to pit lane and may have run into the back of him when they got to the commitment line. That's a tough break there for Jose Millz, who probably will have to come back to pit road to repair the front end of that Louisiana Hot Sauce Ford Mustang. Llamas, the last driver to complete the cycle of pit stops, hits pit road this time. We'll have to see if he'll cycle out into the lead pack or not. And here comes Jose Millz having to repair that damage. Tough break for the 98. So who did the lead cycle around to when they get back to Cody Llamas is the question. There's Deaver. He was second when the pit stops began, and I think he might be the one to watch. You got Levi McIntire there as well, and then Carson Gum, Dylan Young, along with Benny Watson and others. These might be the guys to watch. They might be the ones that'll get up there and reel in these others that right now are not bunched up quite enough. Cody's coming off pit road now. Cole Deaver crossed the line 32 seconds behind him. There he is in second. Carson Gum, Levi McIntire, Dylan Young. Those three might be able to get nose to tail and do something about these top two. Cody back onto the racetrack. But he's going to be all by himself. There's Deaver in second. Jose Millz comes back on track now. He's off the lead lap. Carson Gum third. McIntire fourth. Dylan Young fifth. And then this is the pack right here. I think they've got enough time to maybe reel in the top five. Currently being led by Jack Mitchell. We'll have to wait and see, though, as it's the leader had just hit the line. There are 7 laps to go. Deaver just got around Cody Llamas for the lead. Now you're going to have a group of 5 here with Deaver, Gum, Llamas, Young, and McIntire. For 3 of these top 5, last season was their first career wins. Dylan Young at Darlington, Cody Llamas had 2 wins last year. His first 2 career wins, Levi McIntire at New Hampshire. And there's the battle for the lead on again. Carson Gum trying to take the top spot away from Cole Deaver. They're battling behind Jordan Lopez, who I believe is on the tail end of the lead lap in 32nd place. Here's this group, though. They're going to be able to reel in these top 5. We got 6 laps to do it. Last time by 2.84 seconds, and well, actually, maybe that wasn't what it was last time. That was what it was this time. I don't know if they've got time to reel them in or not. Looks like they're closing. Got traffic ahead, side-by-side battle between Ormond and Belding. If they don't settle this out quickly, and the race leaders catch them, that could be very detrimental to these top 5 in their attempt to stay ahead of 6th place on back. Now Carson Gum has Jordan Lopez between himself and Levi McIntyre, but remember, the 38 and the 99 are teammates this season. And Lopez is going to try and open up the door down low for McIntyre to take the lead from Carson Gum. That time by 2/10 gained by this lead group. Like I said, the big pack just does not seem to be able to reel in the smaller packs in this type of racing. I don't understand it. But one thing that might help that second group is these drivers up here, Ormond and Belding, who I think are going to get reeled in before this race is over. They get back side by side. That's going to box in Carson Gum and everybody else. And that's going to allow 6th place on back to reel them in a hurry. Right now, they're nose to tail, the 99, or the 91 and the 41, I should say, as Carson Gum continues to lead the way. If Carson Gum can clear the traffic, oh no, they went side by side, and he got Jesse Turner, another slow car ahead of him as well. Oh, this is not going to end well. Carson goes to the top side on Belding, but does Ormond give him the top on the back straightaway? He stays low. Comes that second pack. They're closing in fast. Carson's going to slice to the inside of Jesse Turner, trying to get away. K Llamas moves to second as a result, and that other group is coming. But now they're going to have to get around Belding and Ormond quickly. Carson continues to lead. He's got the lap machine of Jordan Lopez between himself and the new second place machine. That's K Llamas. Deaver into 3rd. McIntyre to 4th. Dylan Young got trapped behind Nathan Ormond. Here comes Ryan Butcher, William Brock, and others. They're going to catch him. They're going to have momentum as well on their side. Patrick Smith's in this group. Zach Rogers there as well. This race is not over. 2.5 to go. And we've got maybe 15, 16 cars that still could be in the conversation for this win. Jordan Lopez trying to get back on the tail end of the lead lap. He has been the thorn in the side of Carson Gum the last couple of laps. That's going to bring K Llamas, Levi McIntyre, and others right to his back door. Crossing the line, I think we got 10 cars up in this lead pack now. Zach Rogers, the last of those. Make that 9 cars up in this lead pack. Cody's got to make quick work of Jordan Lopez here, or has to hope he can push Jordan Lopez past Carson Gum. Lopez right now might be the X factor in all of this. Another slow car we may have to deal with. That's Cole Baker in the 11. Right now, last car in the lead lap in 31st. Apparently, they did not have a good pit stop on that last round. Oh, look at Lopez looking high. May duck low. Cody's right there behind, waiting to see what happens. If Lopez makes a move down low on Carson Gum, Cody's got to go with him. Right now, it's Carson Gum trying to hang on as he's received the white flag. Lopez, will he help K Llamas win this race, or will he push Carson Gum to the checkers? Right now, he seems committed to the back bumper of the 19. Down the back straightaway, Cody's got nobody behind him to help push. He needs Lopez to go to the inside of the 19 here in 3. But Lopez is not making a move. Either he can't or he won't. Carson Gum, oh, there comes Lopez though. Looking low, I don't know if there's enough time for Cody to get up there though. He's about 3 car lengths back. As off turn 4 for the final time, it's going to be the biggest win of his career. Carson Gum is going to win the Daytona 500. For the second straight season, Backmarker Motorsports will win the Great American Race. And Carson Gum, who I believe, I'd have to look back, but I believe he is a 3-time Duracell Cup Series winner, gets his 4th career Duracell Cup Series victory here today. And I believe, that's his first at a super speedway. I'm trying to remember. I think he was a 2-time winner last season. I don't think either of his wins came at a super speedway. How about that? Carson Gum with help from Jordan Lopez, really. Lopez helped pushing those last couple of laps. He was a hindrance, and then he was a help. And Carson Gum will get his first win of the season. Pretty sure it's his 4th of his career. And if the statistics hold true, his victory here today may have just clinched him a spot in the playoffs. Well, last season, Carson Gum was a multi-time winner for a team just starting out at Team Chevy Autosport. He then moved back over to Backmarker Motorsports. First time in a Backmarker Motorsports Chevrolet. When he was with Backmarker Motorsports back in Season 1, they were Camrys. And what a statement for Carson Gum, winning the Daytona 500 here today. Teammate Cole Baker did it 1 year ago, so back-to-back seasons that a Backmarker Motorsports Chevrolet has won the Daytona 500. Cody Llamas. Boy, he would have loved to have taken that checkered flag in front of his home crowd, but he'll have to settle for second. Levi McIntire with his new team, a solid debut in third. Ryan Butcher, great run for that machine. He was back outside the top 10 when we had that field kind of broken up, and he moved his way up to finish fourth. Dylan Young, a great run for him in fifth. Rookie of the race, how about Patrick Smith? Both of the Auto Junction Racing Camrys up in the top 10 with Smith in 6th. Zach Rogers brings it home in 7th. Another rookie with a top 10, Cole Deaver in 8th. William Brock, our Clash winner, in 9th. And Benny Watson completed the top 10. Matthew Rodriguez was 11th. Jack Mitchell 12th. Vince Almariego 13th. Matt Haas 14th. Carter Friesen 15th. And the rest of your top 20, Ryan Brommer, Austin Kolano, Johnny Gardner, K Mathews, and A Macklin. Look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, and a lot of this, where the finishing positions were due to either the timing of pit stops, what happened during those pit stops, or just the encountering of slower traffic. We had 31 cars finish on the lead lap. Cole Baker, the pole sitter, was the last of those. Jordan Lopez, Jose Mills finished a lap down. Jesse Turner, Nathan Ormond, and Charles Belding finished 2 laps down apiece. And our only caution came out on lap 22 and took out Jessica Shelton, Marcus Saatchi, James Qualls, and T Wright. Well, next week, these drivers will be heading to the Speedway of Manassas. That's going to be a little bit of an X-Factor racetrack for these drivers, as we had a pretty exciting race there last season. But Carson Gum has a win in the bank. Going to try and build up those playoff points if he makes it into the playoffs with his victory here today in the Daytona 500. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's race. The season has officially begun in Season 3 of the Duracell Cup Series. If you enjoyed today's race, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, become a part of the crew today. We have shown you full results, and these are your point standings heading into next week's race at Manassas. Till then, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching a production of the NCRA Offline Racing at its best.